evening. Yeah, so okay, yeah, okay, right. Okay, so good evening, everyone. And I know there are many new friends here. So yeah, my name is Joe. I come from Kuching. Yeah, I graduated from UKM, right? UKM University Kebangsaan Malaysia, as a medical doctor, right? And I work after graduate, I work in Sarawak General Hospital for a few years. Yeah, so that's my brief introduction. So I think welcome everyone for it's my honor, to be invited to share with you some of the info tonight. So I hope tonight we're going to have a wonderful night together. And I hope that through these sessions, all of us here, we can stay young, we can stay healthy, and we can stay for ladies, we can stay beautiful as well, right? Yeah. Anyone want to stay young? Anyone want to stay handsome, stay beautiful? Or maybe you can type some of the emoji there, all right? Or maybe you can type me, all right? So actually, even I myself, I think health is wealth. This is what I always share. So I always feel that health is wealth and prevention is always better than cure. All right. So yeah, tonight topics is going to be we're going to be talking about metabolics. Health. We're going to talk about metabolic health. We're going to talk about metabolism. Right. So I believe that this is one of the very interesting topic. For every one of us. But maybe some of my sharings, I might use some of very simple medical terms, but I bear with me, I will try my best, I will definitely try my best to share with every one of you, the in layman term. All right, okay, all right. So let's start. All right. So yeah, so I think it's very common, I think when we talk about metabolic health, or we heard about metabolism, I think what is the first thing that come to your mind, right? What is the first thing that come to your mind? I believe that when you heard of metabolic health or metabolisms, I believe that many of us, the first thing that come to your mind is, wow, I want how can I burn my fat, right? How can I not to get fat, not to increase my weight, even though I continue to eat all the good food, right? By the way, I'm a food lover, I'm a food lover. I always enjoy eating food, and share you a little small secret of mine, So I believe that many of us here, you do look through your Facebook every day, right? Or social media every day, right? So me too, I also go into Facebook, social medias, but my secret is, every day, almost every day, I will, whenever I saw those food, the post that regarding good food, I will screenshot. All right, and I will screenshot, and I will arrange the timing, to try to go and try all those food, right? So this is me, right? I'm a food lover, So and definitely I think it's my wish that that no matter how I eat, I won't get fat, all right? But sad to say that I'm a chubby boy, since childhood, all right. As I have as I always say that I inherited so-called fat genes, and I always envy my wife, and many of you like Jane, for those who have saw Jane photo before, she's amazing. She is wonderful, She always have a very nice body figures, and by the way, do you know that she can eat a lot? All right, yeah, sorry, Jane, I reveal your secret tonight, okay? She can eat a lot, but she still can keep herself so well, especially her body figure, and I always wonder, why these people, they can enjoy all the good food, but at the same time, their body can burn off all the fat, and their metabolism is good, and same go to my wife, so I always envy them. So I think this is a very common, I would say common image, I would say common impression that that many of us gonna have, when we heard about metabolism or when we heard about metabolic health. All right. So yeah, actually you are right. Actually, how our body burn off the fat. This is definitely one of the part of the metabolic health. All right. Yeah, just like me myself. This is me. All right. Yeah, this is me. All right. So you see, the left one is the one that with not so good metabolism. The right one is the one that with better metabolism. All right, and this is one of the new photo that I took. All right, so I myself, wow, when I took this photo and I look at it, wow, I said, wow, finally, I can have a good metabolism as well. Finally, I can have a good metabolic health as well. Yeah, and also, so if you ask me, definitely, I definitely, I love reset, definitely I love this wonderful, amazing, would say new breakthrough in science, especially in metabolic health, because just like many of us here, actually I'm just like you, I think before this, every time when we talk about metabolism, metabolic health, and the first thing we mentioned is about about how our body burn off the fat. This is very normal, all right. But actually, do you know that for the past, I would say for the past maybe 8 years to 10 years, actually in the medical world, actually there's getting more and more people, more and more medical profession, they start to look into metabolic health. They start to look into how metabolic health actually affected our health, and affected our, maybe some of the diseases or no, some of the diseases. All right. So I will go into a little bit more details. All right. So bear with me. All right. So what is metabolism? All right. So actually, metabolism is a I would say is the chemical processes. All right, in our body that is ongoing every day. 24 hours. All right, every day. 24 hours. It is including the conversion between the food and energy. All right, but at the same, and also the developing of our building blocks, and also energy storage and elimination of the cellular waste. Okay, maybe I put it in a very simple term. All right, so metabolism is more than how your body burn the fat, but it's also how your body because you see, when you eat food every day, right? How your body convert, how your body absorb, all right, all the food and convert into energy. And your body will need to store all the energy, all right, and inside your body, all right, as a deposit. I would say as a deposit, all right, okay. And when your body need energy, then how effective is your body to convert back all the storage, all right, and then convert back to energy, all right. In medical term, we call ATP, all right. All right, ATP, all the energy. All right. So this is the conversion. All right, and it's a very complicated processes. All right, this is a very complicated biochemistry processes. All right, and actually, in fact, tonight, I purposely download this slide from Google to show many of you. And I believe that for those who study biology, right? I don't know whether do you remember this, right? If you remember this, I don't know whether are you like me, when I remember, when I every time when I think of metabolic pathway, all these, urea cycle, Krebs cycles, all the protein cycles, fatty acid, I can tell you this is so complicated. I remember every time, last time, when we study, we need to memorize this graph. Can you imagine how complicated it is, and each step there has their own name, all right, and they have their enzyme, they have their all the funny things, all right. So no, this is how complicated it is. But can you imagine that, when for our cell to survive, we need energy, right? We need nutrients, we need vitamins, we need to digest all the protein, all the fat, all the carbs, carbohydrates, all the glucose. We need to absorb it into our bloodstream, and when you go into our bloodstream, how does it transport to our cells, in the whole body, all right? And how it's stored inside the cells, so that they can use it when during the emergency, all right? So this is the process. And it's so complicated, and every time I look at this, I will have headache, Okay, but anyway, tonight I'm not going to go into detail about this, because I just want to remind all those biology, or for all my friends here who study biology, I want to remind you about this, and I believe that maybe you are like me, whenever you see this pathway, you will have you will fainted already, right? Or maybe you study until you fall to sleep. All right, yeah, okay. So you see, metabolic health is so much more than just the conversion of food and to energy. It is our body biochemistry in the metabolic network that impact the key indicator. For example, cholesterol. and triglyceride. For example, your insulin sensitivity. For example, your blood sugar. Okay. For example, your blood pressure. All right. So all these are affected, and it is affected by our metabolic pathway. Okay. So so I will go into some of the science of anthocyanin and metabolic health. Okay. All right. So I think tonight, actually we are so honored and we are so blessed that we can share with you, such an amazing new breakthrough of technology and science that, and this is what I'm going to share with you is based on the research that more than 7 years. They've been done for more than 7 years, and with 6 published research paper. All right. So for those who are interested on all these published paper, maybe you can get from your friends that invited you tonight. Okay. Yeah. So you see, just now we mentioned about the metabolic pathway, we mentioned about the metabolic health, right? So so you see, there is a term called metabolic syndrome. Okay, so metabolic syndrome actually is a disease, all right? It's a diseases, all right? So this is an alert of an unhealthy metabolism, all right? And which mostly come from unhealthy lifestyle. So see, when our metabolic health is affected, or maybe it's haywire, all right? So like what I shared with you just now, can you imagine that, when your body tends to absorb fat, excessively, and when your body tends to accumulate to store the fat for you, do you want that? I believe you don't want that, right? Anyone want your body to store a lot of fat for you? I don't think you will want your body to love to store fat, right? I think this is not something that we love. All right, okay. And when they store as a fat, all right, as a fat cell, all right, and your body they have difficulty in taking out the fat cells and convert into the energy. All right. So you see, when all these so-called anomaly happen, all right, you will have high lipid problem. You will have high blood pressure problem. You will have high blood sugar problem. You will have an insulin resistant. You will have fatty livers because your liver start to store more fat than is necessary. All right. Then you have the heart disease, all the cardiovascular disease, all the heart attack, stroke, or maybe some of the major diseases, and dementia, or maybe even polycystic ovarian disease. All right. So this is a very common, some of the common metabolic syndrome, and actually, in fact, we in medical world, this is getting more and more. The statistic is showing that all this the statistics shows that the numbers is going up, and it's alarming. All right. Okay. So that's why do you know that today is World Obesity Day? All right. So do you see how serious is it? This is how it affected the whole world populations, that until we have a day called World Obesity Day. Yeah, and also today is a World Obesity Day, and if you follow some of the posts, in social media, even our KKM, Kementerian Kesihatan Malaysia, today they have some posts, regarding teaching publics on world obesity. They have some awareness posts regarding on how can we reduce our weight, right? And because like what I shared with you just now, because because of obesity, it's actually it's a negative cycle. Obesity will cause the metabolic syndrome, and the metabolic syndrome in the body, it will cause more, it will cause even more obesities, right? So it's a so-called bad cycle. All right. And by the way, do you know that metabolic syndrome is a silent killer? Right? And you wouldn't know until you start do some blood tests, or maybe until it's so serious that you start to have some signs and symptoms. All right. And actually, if you study more, you will find out that actually many diseases nowadays are related to metabolism, like what I mentioned with you just now. All right. So you see, why we are so concerned about this, because metabolic syndrome is a precursor. It's a precursor to many diseases. All right. So if you look at some of the statistics, for those who have metabolic syndrome, the risk of diabetes, is 6 times more than the normal people. The risk of hypertension is 4 times more than the normal people. The risk of high blood lipids is 3 times more than the normal people. And the risk of cardiovascular and stroke is 2 times more than the normal people. Yeah. So these are some of the statistics. Yeah. So by the way, I think I believe that many of us here, do you have friends who are very skinny? You are so skinny. all right? But they told you they have high blood sugars. They told you they have cholesterol problems. They you know that they will have high blood problems, you know. So actually, even though we are skinny, doesn't mean that we are metabolically healthy. All right. So actually a recent study shows that 2/3 of normal weight participants did not have optimal metabolic health. Yeah. Okay. So, but the good news is, this is metabolic health is a spectrum. What does that mean? All right. It means that you can go back, you can improve the condition, or you can worsen the condition. All right, by the choices of the lifestyle. All right. I think all of us here, we know that regular exercise is good for our health. We know that healthy diet is good for our health. We know that if you have a good weight, if you have a healthy weight, it's good for our body. And everyone know that if you have adequate sleep, you will feel fresh, you will feel more alert, right? If you eat more fruits and vegetables, if you are low stress, non-smoking, it is good for our health. I think all of us will know about this, right? I think this is so-called common sense, right? But the sad thing is, many people can't do it, right? And they will tell you, oh, Joe, they will tell me that, Joe, I have a very stressed, I feel I have a very stress because I have a lot of work, my workloads, in my office, and Joe, I know I'm so busy in my business, until I have no time for exercise, Hey Joe, now I eat outside food every day, I eat at kopitiam, I eat at cafe, I have no choice, I can't cook myself, so I can't choose what I eat, So I think this, many people told me this, right? So you see, by the way, but the thing is, by the way, why I always encourage, my friends to have exercise, to have good diet, to have good weight, to have good sleep, to eat a lot of veggie and fruits, not smoking, and even you need to learn how to control your stress. Why? It's because, I know when you have these healthy lifestyle choices, when you make all these healthy lifestyle choices, it's like so-called points, it will add into your points, positive, +1, +2, +3. So the spectrum, your metabolic health will slowly, even though you are not healthy now, right? But it will slowly shift, to a healthy metabolics, So this is a spectrum. So this is the good news, right? So that's why tonight, we are happily to share with every one of you that, now, especially now, beside through healthy diet, besides through exercise, besides through all the good sleep, besides all the healthy lifestyle, we can add in, a good, healthy and scientifically proven supplements that can really help us to maintain our metabolic health. All right. So this and tonight, I want to share this good news with every one of you that after more than 7 years of researches that done by our New Skin scientists, and they found out, anthocyanin is something that which is very good at supporting core metabolism, and especially. And by the way, do you know that there's a lot of different types of anthocyanin? All right, there's so many different types of anthocyanin, and there are so many different so-called, I would say, the purple fruit, the purple fruit that contain anthocyanin. But do you know that cyanidin and definitin are the most effective type of anthocyanin that can help to protect our cells, and they can help to improve our metabolic health. All right, and by the way, the black currants, bilberries, and red rice are the most rich just in these two cyanidin and definitin. So you see, that's why when we choose our supplement, or maybe when you choose our supplements, we need to be very careful, all right? Because not all supplements are the same. All right, yeah. Okay, so and from the studies, from the researchers, I think one thing that made me very excited, made me very interested to know more is that and anthocyanin it has multiple functional roles. All right, besides I think for many of you who have studied about anthocyanin, we know that anthocyanin is good for our gut's health. All right, anthocyanin is very good for our gut's health. Why? It's because anthocyanin is a so-called a prebiotic blend that is very good for our good bacteria. It's so-called a food. It's so-called a food that we can feed our good bacteria. So when you feed your bacteria in your intestine, in your guts, with this good food, anthocyanin, all right, so your good bacteria can do more, all right, and it become more effective. All right, and this is very important. Why? You know, because especially many, I think nowadays, you know, antibiotic is such I would say, antibiotic is such I would say, many people have taken antibiotic before. All right, and you know that antibiotics actually it can so-called kill, you know, all our good bacteria as well in our guts. All right, so and this I think actually this is one of the reason why nowadays, you know, a lot of people have so-called GI gastrointestinal issues, you know, like, you know, diarrhea, or maybe many of them they have bloated, you know, and you know, they will tell you now they were pus flatus, you know, or, you know, unnecessary, you know. So these are this is very common, so-called common issue nowadays. All right, but do you know that anthocyanin is very good for our guts bacteria? All right, good bacteria. All right, we don't want to feed the bad bacteria, by the way. You know, we want to feed the good bacteria. All right, because the good bacteria will help us to do more work, more good job, you know, in our intestine. So you know, so anthocyanin, the researchers found that, you know, anthocyanin, it can increase the quantity of probiotics. All right, but at the same time, it can reduce the permeability of our guts wall. All right, our intestine wall. All right, so this is important. This is very, very important. I will share a little bit more detail later on. All right, but beside the non benefits, you know, on guts, you know, I think the scientists have found out, you know, they found out anthocyanin, in fact, is very good. It have a very good, I would say, functional role, you know, in fat tissue, muscle tissue, pancreas, and liver as well. All right, and especially, you know, I think if you look at the slide, you know, you will see that, you know, anthocyanin is very good to increase our insulin sensitivity. All right, yeah, and it will help to increase our fatty acid oxidation. All right, yeah, I want to share a little bit more about this, because I believe that many of you will be very interested on this. So what is fatty acid oxidation? All right, so like what I shared with you just now, do you want your body can burn fat more? Right? Do you want your body can use out all the fat and convert it to become energy? Means that it use all the fat cells, right? So fatty acid oxidation is the so-called the process convert the fat, you know, the fat cells, you know, and become energy, right? So when you increase your fatty acid oxidation, and this means your fat metabolism will be improved, right? So muscle cells, right? So how does anthocyanin help in muscle cells? It helps your glucose uptake, and it helps on your carbohydrates metabolism. So what does it mean? It means that when you drink some sweet drink, or maybe you eat some carbs, all right, your muscle, you see, all the glucose, all the carbs, it will convert into glucose, all right, and it will go to our bloodstream, right? But you see, when your muscles, they have the key, they have the so-called, they are more prone, they are happily, you know, take up all the blood sugars in the bloodstream, and they use up, and they use off all the glucose, most of the blood sugars in the glucose in the bloodstream. So what does it mean? It means that you don't have much to store to convert into fat, right? So is it a good news? Yeah, definitely is a good news. All right. Then, you know, the beta cells. Beta cell is the one that, you know, produce, you know, insulin. So for those diabetics or pre-diabetics, you know, so definitely this is amazing. You know, this is wonderful, because, you know, when your beta cell function is improving, you know, your insulin is getting better, you know, and definitely it will help on controlling our blood sugars and reducing our blood lipids as well. And, you know, and another thing is our liver. So anthocyanin actually, in fact, it helps to reduce the fat accumulations and also reduce the oxidative stress. So these are some of the conclusions, I would say, the summaries that they done and they found out from the researchers, and that's made us very excited, you know, because we know that, you know, with this kind of multiple functional roles, it will help our body to improve our metabolism, and definitely, you know, from there, you know, for example, you know, like what I shared just now, you know, when your metabolic health is not good, your body will slowly, you know, shifting towards metabolic syndrome. So when your body have a good metabolic health, means that you know, we might prevent, you know, all those so-called metabolic syndrome that we don't want. All right. So this is, in fact, this is amazing. This is such a good news for everyone of us. And personally for me, I'm so excited about this as well. Yeah. So these are some of the studies that have been done. Right. So enhance gut health. Right. So I will share with you just now. Endozynin actually helps to promote a healthy microbiome for better gut health. Right. So if you look at this, look at the statistics. Your beneficial bacteria means the good bacteria increased by 150%, through the endozynin, through the endozynin, right? Yeah, okay, and it helps on the permeabilities I will share with you just now. So definitely, like what I shared with you, when the permeability, the wall of your intestine, when the permeability is reducing, right? So the plasma endotoxin, so the toxic, it can't go through the wall easily. All right, so because we don't want the toxin to come into our body, right? Okay, right. So and the other, this is another one, and in fact, it's not, gut health is also is a very key, it's a very vital organ for our immunity and our body serotonin, and all right, okay. So then then the second one is it helps to stabilize, blood sugars. All right. So I think if you look at these studies, you'll find that, compare with placebo group and the endozynin group, you see, if you look at the slide, all right, maybe I use the pen. All right, well, I'll just give me a second. Okay. If you look at this, you see these two group of people, they are taking maybe some sweet drink. Okay. So after 1 hour, you see your body will produce, because when you eat sweet drinks or maybe you eat some cups, your body will start to produce the insulin because there is a surge in the blood sugar. Okay, there is a surge in the blood sugar. So when the blood sugar is high, your body will produce insulin. So it will slowly come down. Okay, but see, after 2 hours, you see the placebo group means that they just they don't take endozynin. Okay, you see the blood sugar, it takes maybe more than about 5 hours. It takes about 5 hours to back to normal, right? Or maybe to use up all the blood sugar, or maybe to store it, all right? But for those who take endozynin, you see, about 2 hours, all right, it already helps to reduce the blood sugars back to normal. So what does it mean? It means that your body flexibility, your body can control the blood sugar even more effectively. Yeah. Okay. So I think I just share with you this. All right. So next, wait, let me stop this. Okay. Okay. So that's why this is what we call by insulin sensitivity. All right. So maybe I just want to ask one question. What is diabetes? All right. Diabetes. And then especially recently, when I share with my friend about insulin, then when I share with them about diabetes, I think I remember one of my friends, he asked me, hey Joe, isn't that blood sugar, sweet means that sweet things, sugar is the culprit to cause diabetes. All right. Actually, I told him, actually, this is not 100% right, because in fact, why someone have diabetes is because the insulin got haywire. All right. And why the insulin got haywire is because, their body, because of the high fat diet that, they have taking, or maybe the high sugars. And when the body fat increasing, it will cause your body insulin become resistant. And when your body start to have insulin resistance, then your body cannot control the sugar better. But your body, they still need to control the blood sugar. So what they will do, right? I give you an example. Maybe last time when you eat one burger, all right, your body maybe produce 100 insulin, all right. Then it can bring down the blood sugar to normal, okay. But when you have high fat diets, or when you have all these so-called metabolic health issues, your body cannot reduce the blood sugar with 100 insulin anymore. All right, it need 200. Okay, you need 200 insulin to bring it down to normal. So can you imagine that your cells, last time they only need to face 100 insulin, but now they need to face 200 insulin. So as the times goes by, what will happen to your cell? All your cells, they will means that they will delete how to say. Can you imagine that if I ask you to eat ask you to eat burger every day? you also cannot tahan, right? So can you imagine that your cell also don't want this insulin anymore? So what happens when your cell don't want insulin anymore? Your blood sugar will rise. Okay, your blood sugar will rise. Okay, so when your blood sugar rise, okay, then your body need to produce even more insulin. Okay, so this is so-called a bad cycle. And until one day, you will have all the health problems because your body, well, your blood sugar is start to get uncontrolled, and that's why when you do some blood tests, you will have a high glucose. And by the way, do you know that when you have consistent high blood sugar in your bloodstream, what will happen? It will damage your blood vessel. All right, and why blindness, eye disease and kidney disease is very common in diabetic patients is because the blood vessel for these two organs is smaller compared to others, so they are more prone to damage compared to others. All right, so these are all the so-called or these are all the underlying problems that were caused by our insulin resistance. Okay, so yeah, no, this is our sister Manshin. Yeah, she's online also. So you see, I'm so happy for her, because she told me that she can control her appetite nowadays. Okay, she no longer feel hungry all the time. She's energetic. Her appetite reduced by 30%, and then she can sleep well at night. And even you see her body shape is also getting getting so much better right now, right? So you see, all these are because of the insulin resistance. Yeah. By the way, some people ask me, why reset helps to help me to reduce my appetites, right? Actually, like what I shared, or maybe I go back to the slide just now. Yeah. By the way, like what I told you, right? You have a lot of sugar in your blood, but because you don't have a healthy insulin, all right? So your cells cannot use the sugar. So this means your cells are hungry. So what will happen when your cells are hungry? They will ask your brain. They will tell your brain, "Hey, I'm hungry. Please eat more food. Give me more sugars. Give me more energy." So that's why you feel so hungry. You are 24 hours. You always feel hungry. So that's why like our sister Manshin, why her appetite improved so much is because now her cell is not starving anymore. Now her cells is happily use up all the blood sugar in the bloodstream anymore, and her insulin is nice and beautiful, so they're happily seeing each other nowadays. Okay, so yeah, these are also another study that HbA1c, it shows that the HbA1c are improving. Yeah, so this is amazing. This is such a good news for all the so-called diabetic and pre-diabetic patients, right? Even for normal people, because I know nowadays, because of high-fat diet and the so-called unhealthy lifestyle, nowadays a lot of people they have a so-called uncontrolled blood sugar, or maybe a borderline blood sugar. Yeah, so HbA1c is one of the very indicators, one of the very important indicators, because fasting blood sugar is to show that your blood sugar at now this moment, the moment you took the moment you took the blood. But HbA1c, you cannot lie. You cannot tell lie. On HbA1c is the indicator for the past 3 months. All right. So you cannot, you see, because I know some patients are very cute one, before they go to see the doctor, they will jaga their diet. They will, they don't eat sweet drink, they don't eat carbs, carbohydrates, so they will go and test. But when they check, when their HbA1c result come back, it's not nice, it's more than the normal range, then I will know that this patient, for the past 3 months, actually he is not controlling his diet. All right, he is only controlling his diet yesterday or maybe this morning. Okay, so HbA1c, from the study shows that, actually, the estrogen reset, the endothenins, it helps to reduce the HbA1c. This is such amazing, this is amazing good news for everyone. So this is this is the mother of one of our friends, and before this, her blood sugar is fluctuating from 12 to 9, all right, and now her blood sugar is 5.7 to 6, right? So can you imagine that, like what I shared with you just now, maybe you doesn't feel anything when your blood sugar is high. You don't feel anything, by the way. You know, don't feel any unless you are over 20 over, and maybe you can get some, you know, some complication, you know. But do you know that when your blood sugar is not within the normal range, like what I mentioned with you just now, it's damaging your cells, your blood vessel every day, you know, every single second. That's why having a normal range of blood sugar is so important. Yeah, okay, you know, because I know some of the diabetic patients, you know, last time when I in clinics, you know, when we give advice, you know, some patient they doesn't understand why we are so concerned about their blood sugars. Yeah, okay, so this is another testy that shows that, you know, her blood sugar from 15, you see, you will see that it will reduce, you know, it will reduce slowly, you know, from 15 to 8.9, or maybe, you know, and then 7.6 and 5.6. Yeah. Okay, so this what does this mean? Shows to me, I'm happy because it shows that, you know, her insulin sensitivity is improving. All right, and I can tell you this is going to be a blessing for many people out there. Yeah, you know, especially those pre-diabetic and diabetic patients. Okay, yeah. So I think the third one, you know, is help to support the inflammatory balance. Okay, so what I will share with you just now, when your intestinal permeability is reduced, right, means that your intestinal wall, there's no lubang, right? It's good and nice and tight, you know. So all the bacteria, because bacteria do produce toxic. Okay, so that's why when you eat unhealthy, so-called rotten food, then, you know, when you get food poisoning, why you have stomach ache? Because all the toxic. All right. So you see, you know, when endothermic also shows that it helps to reduce the intestinal permeabilities, improve it, and by improving this, it can help to lower the plasma endotoxin level. Okay, so it means that your body, all the toxic in your guts, in your intestine, okay, it doesn't absorb to your bloodstream easily. Okay, I give you one example. Constipation. You see, I have friends who have any issue, or maybe, you know, they have so-called acne. Acne is a very common one. All right, for example, acne. All right, pimples. Okay, so I always ask them, do you have constipation? All right, and they will ask me, they will tell me, oh yeah, I have constipation. Then I will explain to them why. You know, why actually constipation will cause acne in the body, you know, in the pimples, you know, all this, right? Because when you have constipations, right, all your feces stay in the intestine for too long, your body tends to absorb all the toxic back to your body, because they stay longer than the usual time. All right, so that's why it's so important that we have a good so-called bowel habit. All right, it's so important that we need to have a good gastrointestinal function. Okay, yeah, okay. So the study have shows that, you know, the plasma endotoxins actually reduce, you know, by consuming, you know, the estrogen receptor. Okay, so yeah, and also eczema. All right, and many nowadays, actually we found out that, you know, a lot of eczema is also caused by GI gastrointestinal, you know, system. All right, so this is one of the testy. You see, you know, I remember her sharing. She said that she can write words on her skin. All right, and yeah, I know this. You know, I saw this before. You know, all right, when your use of nails to scratch, you know, you have a so-called this is what we call the urticaria. All right, this is one type of the skin eczema. Okay, so you see now, right? This is now what happened now. All right, so these are all the toxic, because when your body, when there are when there is the blood sugars, or not, sorry, then when there are endotoxin inside your bloodstream, your body will tend to be more sensitive. We call it inflammation. All right, so it will tend to, you know, flare out through your skin. Okay, yeah. All right, I go to the next one. Okay, sorry. Okay, yeah. So, you know, this is what we call urticaria. You know, so you see, from the pictures you can see that, you know, a lot of people now, actually, in fact, nowadays a lot of people have this type of skin allergy. All right, and this is because of endotoxin. All right, okay. So, you know, yeah, I know this is what I mentioned with you just now, the cyanidin and terphenydin. In fact, these are the two type of endocyanin which have proven the most effective, you know, to help to against the negative changes in inflammation induced permeability. Right? Okay. Yeah, these are some of the studies, right? They have found out that, actually intestinal permeability is also a new target for disease prevention and therapy. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. If you're interested, maybe you can get all these slide from your friends as well. Yeah. Like allergies, gastric ulcers, infectious diarrhea, irritable bowel syndrome. Yeah. This is very common nowadays as well. When they go for scop, they don't find anything, but they're bloated, they have diarrhea issue, or maybe their bowel habit is abnormal, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. So I think the fourth one is improve liver health. Yeah. So anthocyanin actually, through the study, it shows that it helps to improve the liver health. Like what I mentioned with you, when your liver when your fat accumulation is reduced, when the body can process all the fatty tissues, the fat, the fatty acids, can process all the proteins, can process all the glucose better, right? So in fact, it will reduce the storage in the body. All right. So if you look at the study, you see the high-fat diet group and the high-fat diet plus anthocyanin and the normal group. You see the normal group, there's no white dot, right? All this white dot is the fat cell. Okay. All right. And then the high-fat diet one, you see there's a lot of white dot, right? All these white dot on the left one, is fat cell. All right. So can you imagine that the picture 2, right? The middle one, can you imagine that this is still a high-fat diet? This means that this group of people, they are still consuming high-fat diet, but they at the same time they are taking anthocyanin. They are taking our estrogen receptor. All right. So can you imagine that all the fat cells is not there, right? So it's definitely, without all these fat cells, definitely your liver can function even better, right? Yeah. Okay. So I think this anthocyanin also help to shift our body to a healthier metabolic state. Okay. So it helps to make all your biochemistry. Remember, I shared with you just now all the biochemical processes. It helps to shift all our biochemistry, to become to look like those who are normal, those who are healthy lifestyle. Okay. Yeah, I want to show you this. All right. So if you look at this, all right, I think the first one, you see the first one is the sedentary, means that they don't really exercise, they sit in the office for long hours, So if you look at this, if you look at this, you can see that, the insulin sensitivity is reduced, is low. All right. Then you can see that the blood repeat, you see the blood repeat is high, the oxidative stress is high, the lipid accumulation is high. All right. You see, even not only in the liver, but in the fat cells, in the muscles, in the pancreas, you see all this. All right. But if you compare with a normal metabolic, all right, then it's totally the other way around. All right. So these are all the biochemical, these are all the, or we call it the biochemistry. All right. So you can see that. All right. So if you compare with those who are anthocyanin intake, right? Anthocyanin intake, you see, it's almost look like a normal healthy metabolic person. All right. So what does it mean? It means that, by taking anthocyanin, it helps to improve your insulin sensitivities. It helps to improve, all these oxidative stress. It helps to improve your blood lipids. It helps to improve your blood sugars. It helps to, it helps to improve your insulin receptors. This is what we call by, shifting your metabolic steps to a healthy, just like a healthy person, just like a healthy metabolic, the person with a healthy metabolics. Yeah. Okay. Right. So these are some of this. All right. I go to the next one. Okay. So, reset, definitely, I think all of us here want to reset our fat metabolism as well, right? So, by having a good metabolic pathway, metabolics, health, definitely it can help, can you imagine that by resting, while you are resting, your body also can burn more fat. All right. So definitely it can help, and from through there, it can help to reduce the triglyceride as well. Yeah, because triglyceride is also one type of the fatty acid. Yeah. Okay. So tonight, we also very privileged. We have invited some of the friends to share with us. Right. So I think let us without further ado, let us welcome our brother Alex. Yeah, hi Alex. Yeah, hi.
Hi, hello everyone. My name is Alex here. I'm a 52-year-old from KL, guy from KL, and in my past platform, I spent about 24 years in the corporate tax world. Now, throughout the years, because of the work stress and also not taking my health, I have hypertension and also high uric acid. And that is like so severe that there was one incident I had to be hospitalized. So, and also because of the unhealthy diet I've been eating, I become severely obese. At one time, I was tipping the scale at 140 kg. So you can imagine how bad it is. Then, then I started, I think my angel came and see me. Then they introduced me with the TMID, which I took and helped me to cut at least about 15 kg, 15 kg off, knock off. But it's always that I could not bring it down any further, because it's like I find it so difficult, even that I was doing the program, but it come down, I follow strictly, but yet it just can't come down. The weight just stay on. Now, that was up to last year when I heard about the age lock reset, and I get very excited because this talk about gut health. Then I was like beginning to sense that something must be very wrong with my stomach, my gut health, And now that Newson is coming with this new product, I think it will help. And I got the first supply on mid-December, and actually within days after taking it, I begin to notice my stamina has increased because when the MCO lifted, I was going back to the gym. It was early November. I started going back to the gym. I realized I still need to exercise. And after taking reset for about a few days, I began to notice my stamina has increased very, very much. And in the past, I also noticed is that even though I don't have constipation problem, I get bowel movement every day, every morning. But after taking it, I feel that my stool actually comes out very smoothly and doesn't require much for cooking. It's just like it comes out early in the morning. It's just like very smooth. And then I began to notice that slowly I began to feel my hunger pangs has started to fade away because before taking reset at night after dinner, I think within half an hour to an hour, I would want to munch on things, even though I know I'm full, but I just want to munch. But something to tell me is that I want to eat something. I still can eat. My brain keeps telling me I still can eat, and probably that's because that's why I could not bring my weight down because I was like munching, and as I take the program and as I learn about the what age lock reset can do is like on the metabolic health. And we talk about that's what Dr. Joe just now mentioned about insulin resistance. Now, I never thought that I have insulin resistance because over the years I've been very careful with my blood glucose, so I'm not diabetic. So it didn't occur to me that I actually have insulin resistance until Sister Manchin shared some of the effects of the insulin resistance, like having some people having patches of dark skin on their neck, on their face. For me, I don't have that, but I have it on my foot, on my ankle, which most people won't see, and I didn't really notice that. I thought that maybe it was some wear and tear of the joints, but in actual fact, it's like it is that symptom. And now I've taken age reset for about 3 months. I begin to notice that patch is starting to lighten up. Okay. Another symptom that was highlighted was the skin tags. This tiny little skins that grow out from your neck and the armpit, and I have that too. In fact, I have quite a lot of that, and I have actually about 5-6 years ago, because it was so unsightly, I had it removed cosmetically. I went to the salon to have it removed, you see. And yeah, that's why I began to notice with that. Now looking back, is that even though I'm not diabetic, I have very high insulin resistance. And with each load reset I'm taking now, I don't feel the hunger pangs. In fact, you can look at my testimony. I have actually dropped 5.5 kg of pure fats, and my waistline had dropped about 13 cm, and it's still slowly, as time goes by, it is actually dropping, and I'll still do workout at least like 3 or 4 times a week, hitting the gym. So hopefully, what you see is still work in progress, and hopefully in time to come, I would be looking a lot more better than what you see out there. Okay, with that, that's my short sharing with you all for tonight.
Yeah, thank you. Wow, I think amazing, tasty, amazing sharings from Alex. Yeah, thank you so much, Alex. Yeah. All right. So yeah, next, I think I want and invite another ladies, another ladies to share with us. So let us welcome, our sister Nancy.
Hello. Yeah, good evening, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Joe, for your fantastic sharing. Yeah, I learned a lot from you tonight. Yeah, okay. Now, my name is Nancy. Yeah, for those that you don't know me, yeah, I'm 61 years old this year. And 2015, I took a set of TNID. I was a pre-diabetic that time. And through a set of TNID, I slimmed down and my sugar level back to normal. And then I had a lot of transformation in terms of my health. I got numbness, and then all these are resolved. And yeah, so I'm in Nu Skin business for full time since 2016 because of the products belief and fantastic result. As such, I came into joined Nu Skin. I mean, go into full time 2016 until now. Yeah, so so you can see my recent transformation. Actually, if you look at the right hand picture, it was 2021 June. I was about that size. So I was a bit worried because I had slimmed down, back to, my sugar level had to back to normal. So I a bit worried, with this kind of size, in terms of confidence level, I think not so good. I don't feel good with that. So after that, I know because a reset is coming. Yeah. So I was thinking, yeah, maybe probably this time I want to see how reset will work for me. And I received my reset, I think, end of December last year. So I decided to go together with TNID because I heard that, it goes with together. I mean, this reset go together with TNID. We can see fantastic results. So yeah, because due to age, I think. So initially, I didn't really see good results. I was a bit, disappointed. But eventually, I have completed my 2 bottles of reset, and my TNID also 1 more month left. So today I got a measurement, and I took my picture. Then only I discovered actually I can have such a good result, you see. So yeah, it really boosts up my confidence level. And you can see from day 1 until day 60, I think a lot of those flabby flesh has been firmed up, has been firmed up. So yeah, I think it is really good. I think reset and TNID works very well for me. Yeah. So actually, before I took TNID and reset, I purposely went to buy a pants which is 1 size smaller than my previous one. And you know what? Now I can pull up the pants already. I can wear it, without without the meat come out already. So yeah, really thank you for this reset and TNID. And I got another really through the reset, I have 1 more helpful tips for, 1 more testimony because of the reset. I remember during from May last year until about October, I was facing the itchy eyes. Wow, my eyes was, don't know why, so dry and so itchy. It affected me so much, so much so sometimes at night I couldn't sleep because of due to the itchiness. And I have to buy a lot of, the eye drops. Almost every day I have to on eye drop, and almost every hours I went to pharmacy. The pharmacist, told me you have to put on the eye drop every 1 hour, every 1 hour. So they also recommended me, this routine, and I think it's a Zen thing. And then I noticed that actually this routine and certainly in our G3 as well as our what they call the life pack. So I took the life pack, and but I still facing the similar problem until recently. I noticed that day, I opened up my handbag. Then I discovered I still got my eye drop inside my bag. Then I start to realize, actually I didn't apply the eye drop for so long already. So I think, yeah, I think must be the anthocyanin that is very rich in antioxidant. It helps me. So yeah, so I no longer apply the eye drop now. So, and I also don't having the dry eyes, and then the tears keep dropping during that time. So I think, yeah, this is something that really some extra benefits for me, through this reset, through this anthocyanin. Yeah, so really thank you, Nu Skin, for having this amazing product. So I think it will help many people. Thank you so much. That's my small little sharing.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks to Nancy. Yeah, I think I totally agree with you there. Through through these amazing, technology products. Yeah, I know we can help even more life. Yeah, thank you so much. I think thanks to Alex and thanks to Nancy for your wonderful, sharings. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I know, and I think. No, I think I think actually even last year, I think the reset have been won gold award in ITEX 2021. Yeah, I think this is particular in medical and health category. Yeah, so I believe that you can see that this is totally a new breakthrough or in science. So like what I shared with you just now, I myself, I'm very, very excited, when I get to know that, it helps to improve, especially, in insulin sensitivity. This is one of the things that, I foresee that, we through this amazing technology, we can help so many people going to have a healthy glucose, glucose, and even prevent them from all these so-called pre-diabetic or even diabetics, and not to forget, all those eczema, leaky guts, and even like what, or for many people out there who are having a so-called fat genes like me, so and I'm excited, I'm excited, and I really looking forward that many people is going to be getting more healthy. They will be healthier, through the Ashok reset. Yeah. Okay. So I think last but not least, and this is our mission, and our mission is to be the global force for good, by empowering people to improve lives, with innovative products, rewarding opportunity, and enriching cultures. Yeah, and our vision is to become the world's leading innovative beauty and wellness company, powered by our dynamic affiliate opportunity platform. Yeah, I always enjoy, when we see people, benefits, from our products, and they get healthier, they get younger, they get more handsome, they're prettier, I always feel, I feel happy for them, and really, seriously, and I believe that, nowadays, especially with current lifestyle, with current or would say, unhealthy lifestyle and unhealthy diets, and I believe that many people actually, not me, actually based on the statistics, actually 7 out of 8 people are proven, are scientifically that, based on the studies, it shows that, 7 out of 8 people are not metabolic healthy. Yeah, so there's a lot of people that I believe that there's many more life that we can transform, and that we can improve their lives, through these innovative products. Yeah. Okay. I think that's all from me tonight. And I hope you enjoy the session. And I hope that, through you, we together, we can spread the good news, to people around us, and together we do that, we can improve more lives together. Yeah. Okay. Thanks. That's all from me. Thank you. And my name is Joe. Thank you so much. I pass the mic back to our MC, Jae-in. Thank you. So thank you so much. Thanks for your time. Bye.